Heading into the exam break, the Virginia wrestling team has great momentum after earning a recent road win over nationally ranked Chattanooga. A key contributor in the victory was redshirt junior Andrew Atkinson. By just looking at the 157-pounder, you wouldn't realize he started his unconventional journey to the mat beyond U.S. soil.
I was adopted from Romania at about the age of 3 and brought over to America into an American family. It's been really great, and that kind of ties into my story with wrestling. So this is a very a story I talk about with wrestlers, and they all laugh about it, but I got put into wrestling because my parents, when they went over to get me in Romania, they tell me the story of when they tried to put me in the car seat, and I couldn't speak English, but I knew they were taking me away from the orphanage, away from what I knew. And my dad was trying to put me in the car seat, and he couldn't. I was like spread out, like trying not to get in the car, fighting really hard. And I said, "Marius, no go America," because that was my Romanian name. So we laugh about that. And so my parents tell me that's why they put me in wrestling, because I was so hard to put in a car seat in Romania. Marius, no go America. But I'm glad I'm in America. It's been great. And then from there, my parents put me into wrestling, I think when I was 7, so a couple years after I was adopted. I've always done well. It really started to get serious in about 5th grade. I made it on a national team. I won states as a in 5th grade. And so I made it on a national team, and we would travel around and stuff like that. That was really fun. And then 8th grade, I transferred over to Liberty Christian Academy because I was able to wrestle varsity in 8th grade over there, and that was great. I got to go to prep nationals. In 9th through 12th grade, I also went to prep nationals and won there. And then I think one of the main tournaments that kind of got me on the radar for coaches for Division I wrestling is Super 32. And I had a good showing. I got 3rd, and ironically enough, the person who got 2nd is George D. Camillo. He's also on the wrestling team, and Will Mason was also in that bracket. He's our 133-pounder this year. And it's funny, I wrestled Will in that tournament, and I wrestled Will in private school a lot, in states and prep nationals. Then I came to UVA. I've always kind of wanted to go to UVA. My uncle went to UVA, and I grew up going to the football games and stuff like that. And I mean, academically, it's a great school, and I've known that, I've been told that. I mean, in state, I love it. It's good.
A captain of the Cavalier squad, Atkinson is leading the team beyond the mat. He's a pre-med student with a demanding schedule and a strong GPA, pushing himself to realize his dreams of becoming a doctor.
I've always wanted to be pre-med ever since I was a little kid. And my dad was like, "Oh, I could see you being an orthopedic surgeon or something like that." And I've always kind of like, from then forward, I've kind of always wanted to be a doctor. I really appreciate what they do, and I really want to be able to help and change people's lives.
Beyond classes and clinicals at Martha Jefferson Hospital every week, Andrew spent his summer interning with a physical therapist to help individuals with disabilities.
I just worked underneath a doctor of physical therapy and was just helping correct abnormalities or improving their daily living. That was really cool. I got to see a bunch of different cases and learn a lot. I think someday I'll end up helping somebody like that or working with people like that.
Atkinson has been all in throughout his journey on and off the mat, continuing to learn and grow from the support he's received from UVA, his teammates, and his coaches.
Coach Garland's awesome. He's a fun guy. He's very, very loving, very passionate about everything he does. He really cares about us, both with wrestling, academics, and in our everyday lives, spiritually. He's a very good leader in that aspect, and he really tries to help us all out. I mean, I've continued to grow and develop and mature, and I think UVA has done a good job and making me wiser and be better able to time manage has been a huge thing. I think that's important. A lot of people don't learn that, being able to manage wrestling and also academics and being able to succeed in that. And I think that's been huge, especially these past couple of years. Being able to persevere through the tough times and being able to also not get discouraged, because you can get discouraged with all the work and be overwhelmed. And I've learned to kind of like take it one thing at a time and and put everything into that rather than getting overwhelmed and then only having to be able to give 50 or 60%, you know? So being able to give 100% everything I can for that day.